Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are interested in book summaries, personal improvement, and other educational topics, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and make sure you enable the ring icon to get all notifications of all my future videos. In today's video, I want to take you on a journey to understand what viruses are, where do they come from, and answer many other questions that you might be confused about. And as you might already know, despite those viruses being one of the smallest microbes that we know of as of today, they still represent themselves as a huge danger for all of us as humans. And the biggest example that we can think of as of today is of course the coronavirus. And to understand the nature and history of those viruses, I picked up a book that's called Planet of Viruses, and in this video I'll give you the main takeaways of that book and answer some interesting questions. And some of those questions are: why do most of us get the common cold? Why can't we just find a medicine to kill this virus? Is it so hard to eradicate Ebola? Are all viruses bad? And make sure to stick until the end of the video, because I will be telling you how viruses can actually save our world in the future, and much more. So go ahead, grab your cup of coffee and let's get into it. Have you ever wondered what causes cold that you and I get almost every winter season? And let me just clarify one thing before moving on. Cold is not the same as flu. You might know this already, or you might not, I don't really know. But to me, this was always a point of confusion. There is actually a difference, and I didn't know of this difference until I discovered it in this book. So all I want you to know now is that they are different, and that flu is more dangerous than cold. If you go back in history, you will discover that cold was common about 3,500 years ago, and probably even before that. However, 3,500 years ago, we were able to find the most ancient documents regarding cold. Ancient Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans used to get symptoms ranging from persistent dry cough, sneezing, and excess mucus. They never gave it a name because they couldn't figure out what was causing those symptoms. However, they have attempted to explain, or I should say actually predict, the reasoning of those symptoms. Egyptians said it was caused due to the change of weather from cold to warm, and they have treated those symptoms using plants and honey. On the other hand, some other civilizations like Romans and Greeks thought that the reason for these symptoms was caused by the difference in balance of the body important fluids such as blood and mucus. Those civilizations used to treat those symptoms, and as weird as it may sound, by rubbing a dead mouse over their nose. In the beginnings of the 20th century, scientists have finally discovered the real reason of those symptoms. And as it turns out, what causes cold is a virus which they called a Rhino virus. Rhino is a foreign word meaning nose, as in the human nose. And although scientists have discovered the main reason of the cold, they couldn't still find a medicine or something to completely eradicate this illness. It is really hard to come up with some medicine or vaccine that kills this virus. And that's because every single year, the virus mutates and changes some of the DNA structure that it has. And as you might know, DNA is the genetic structure component of that virus. So when DNA or part of it changes, it becomes completely new and different virus. This way, scientists cannot predict how this mutated DNA will look like. So it becomes really challenging for them to come up with some medicine for it. But if we look at it, on the other hand, Rhino virus could be considered very useful for us as well. And let me tell you why. The Rhino virus is not considered deadly or dangerous until you have other medical conditions going on. So for the average person, when you get this virus, your immune system is most likely going to beat this virus and become more ready to face other harmful viruses that you might encounter in your life in the future. Think of your immune system as a muscle. You practice your muscle, to get it bigger and better. And as a quick recap, cold is one of the most famous illnesses that happened to humans for thousands of years, and it was recently discovered that it was caused by a virus.